My name is Kimberly Holcomb, and I am doing my screencast for my week 4 final exam for server-side languages. As you can see, I have my opening page for my Contact Manager app open. This is where the users will go when they actually are accessing my app. As you can see, you can add the information for each one. I will add a random person with a random address and every information in there. I'm just picking random things that I had already typed in, and we'll just do a random phone number. As you can see, I have put in too many numbers in a couple different categories. This is where my validation comes in. You can see that it comes up, it says that my area code has too many numbers in it, and the last 4 numbers of my phone number have too many numbers in it. So I have to go through, fill out the information again, and we'll just do this. And we'll hit add contact. As you can see, my contact is added. One thing I did extra on this assignment is I actually did it so that all of my contacts are sorted alphabetically by the last name. So as you can see, Jones comes before Smith, and therefore that works out that way. It lifts all the information, takes all that information from the database. As you can see here, if I go into my database, you can see Kimberly Smith and Sarah Jones. That both have the information all available right in the database. To delete one of those contacts, I'll delete Kimberly Smith, and you can see it deletes it. And if I want to update Sarah Jones and call her Sarah Smith with a different zip code, I can do that, and it updates that as well. My validation also works on my update, so that if someone accidentally puts in something or leaves off like the .com or on either the email address or the web address, it will do that as well. It'll throw up an error. As far as my code is concerned, I have my index.php file where I'm bringing in my database. I have the error variable there just for those errors that I had. I'm grabbing all of the information from the form, which is down here. And then here's all my validation, just checking to see if everything is full, if there's something in it, each one, by checking to see if each variable is empty. When I get down to the zip code, I see if it's all numbers, because zip codes in the US are all numbers. Email address, checking to see if it's there, and then checking to see if it is actually an email address. Doing the same with the web. The only ones I could think of at the time were .com, .org, .gov, and .us. .us I know because of my father's website. And each one throws an error. It adds the error to the error variable. It checks to see if the area code is 3 characters in length, if it's not, and if it's more. And does the same thing basically for the prefix and the last 4 digits. I then take the phone number and create one variable that I can then take and enter into the database. And the reason I have this if statement here is because if there's no errors, then I want to put it in. If there were any errors, then it would automatically kick it back to the index page and do so. Once that, it goes to the contact.list page, where I'm calling in the database, pulling all of the information from the database, ordering it by the last name. That's doing the alphabetical order. I then have a for each loop that creates the box that you saw with all the information in it. The delete contact PHP is very simple. You pull in the database, you get the ID from the URL, you delete that ID, that row with that ID, and then you go back to the contact list page. Finally, the update page is kind of similar to the index page. You pull in the information, you get the contact ID and pull that information where the ID is the same for that row, and then you have that stored in the results variable. And then I have the same thing as down below. I have the get ID. Once the form is submitted, checks to see if it's submitted. Then I get all the information, all the same validation, and then down here I just do an update instead of an insert, and then I go back to the contact list PHP page. I hope this was helpful, and have a great rest of the month.